Hi, I didn't see you there. I was just busy facing and stocking the best grocery store in all of the planet Earth. I don't know why I said it like that, but anyways, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, this one's going to be a really good one for you to kind of get an intro to this channel. If you're not new here, you're going to see more of the ins and outs of our store, and I'm going to give you the total experience of what it's like to be a grocery store owner. If you're interested in any of that, please subscribe down below. We do all retail, business, and finance related things on this channel. We talk numbers, money, salary. That's taboo in society, but we kind of like to break the barriers here. And yeah, we have a lot of fun in general. And sometimes things become real, and other things are very positive. So there's a mix of everything. It's just a real grocery store owner's life challenge, business, finance channel. If you like it, hit the like button down below. Let's get into it. So in short, we're actually celebrating 3 years in business. We're very happy to be alive and essential and open through all the difficult times. What can I say? You know, where do I start? This is kind of a reflective video on what the last 3 years of being a grocery store owner was like, and leaving a full-time job to do this with me and my wife. We really didn't have any business experience before this, but we've come a long way. Honestly, there was nothing in this space before. Built it from the ground up. I gotta say, like, I'm kind of proud of us. We made something from nothing, and there was so many doubters, so many people telling us not to start, not to do it. You know, you can't compete with the big box stores, and we're kind of living proof that you can succeed and beat the odds and compete with the giants out there. That's kind of all what this channel is all about. You know, starting your own business, competing with the competition that's bigger and better and richer than you, and defying the odds. And I hope that reflects through these videos as much as possible. To give you an idea from this perspective, none of this existed. It was basically just studs. We did the drywall, the tiles, all the coolers, all the shelving. Felicia, I, a couple other people. We hired out people for the electrical, obviously, and some of the more intricate stuff that I didn't have experience in. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was a heavy investment. It was a huge risk. And 3 years later, I gotta say I'm happy with the result. And I hope to keep growing and showing you guys this experience from here on out. To make a comfortable living with the store, Felicia and I take a salary from the store. We have 1 or 2 other workers that are part-time, and sometimes our parents come and help out as well. It's strictly a lot out of love. The labor of love is what they do to help us. Our parents, you know, they get to collect some apples that we don't need, or some cookies that are about to expire. Anything they can fit in a 5-pound bag Fridays, they can take home. I'm just joking. Everyone's happy. There's no forced labor. No one's taking any rotten food. But yeah, everyone's happy, and it's been a good 3 years, I gotta say. Obviously, there's been ups and downs, but that comes with being in business. So to give you some history here, the store that used to be here was running from the 1970s to the late 90s. It ended up closing down for a number of rumors between the owners wanted to retire and nobody wanted to take it on, or the 2 owners were clashing on opinions and they didn't want to run the store the same way anymore. Competition rolled in with the big box stores and outcompeted them. It was a number of factors that we don't have an actual pinpoint on. So all I know is the business went under, and the landlord completely gutted the whole building, and it was left kind of empty, and nothing really happened in it for a while, except someone was paying him rent to keep it safe from any competition, so they wouldn't have to deal with any nearby competitors. Once that lease ran out, that's when we moved in and started running our own business. So it's kind of interesting. The competitor was paying the landlord rent. They call it dark rent when nobody uses the space. It's just being paid for, so nobody else is allowed to move in. I understand that from a business standpoint. You don't want a nearby competitor that badly moving in, because you know it'll take your customers from this area. Eventually, you know, I guess they didn't want to pay that rent anymore and felt no one was going to move in. And they didn't take the whole space, but we kind of moved in to a smaller space of the whole building. And yeah, here we are. I guess we're the competition. Are they worried about us? I don't really know. It's beside the point. We're making a living. We're growing a business. The community's happy with us, so can't complain about that. And it's just an interesting piece of history on how we ended up here. So I want to show you where we're at 3 years later. After renovating this store, what point we actually said it's time to really grow it and fill this place up with more than just the basic needs, because we started with just, you know, fruits, vegetables, milk, and bread. We're like, we'll keep it simple, we'll sell that, it'll be a produce shop, nice and quaint, you know, people can come in and pick up a piece of broccoli, maybe some bananas, and we'll be okay. That's all we need. We don't want a ton of headache, we don't want a ton of inventory to worry about, but that's not the case. That's not what happened, and I'm going to show you around the store today, so that'll be nice for me to see how far we've come, because when you're here every single day, you kind of lose track on how far you've come. So it's nice to see the progress once in a while, so I like making these videos for that reason as well. Kind of too dark with that thing on in the back. Well, there's probably going to be some background noise here. We have a lot of coolers and freezers always running in here. One turns off, one turns on, the other one starts to kind of go down, the other one's going up. So it's a lot in one small space, and there's always a constant hum around here. Even the customers will notice and make jokes about it. But I added this microphone. It's a small step towards a successful audio for this channel, which leads me into my next point. The small steps created what you see here. None of this was here before. We really started with the bare minimum because we really didn't have much money. To add, you know, some transparency to this channel, we opened this store with part our money, part a government loan, which totaled around $80,000 just to get the renovations and a couple of the shelves done, which I'm going to show you later on in this video, and no coolers at all, maybe just a couple at the back. So there was a lot of reinvestment that comes with running a store for 3 years. We're far, far beyond the initial investment. We've probably invested 3-4 times that amount now with new inventory, shelving, more coolers, upgrades to our till system, and everything else that comes with it. But that's just business. There's a constant reinvestment that needs to be made for you to keep growing and being successful in business. Because if you're staying at the same level, to me, that means you're just dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. That's what we always say around here. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys. So every Monday we do a video and a shelf restock. I do the video, obviously. Felicia does the shelf restocking. She does a lot of the heavy labor around here. Well, she'll tell you that, but it's not true. So just to give you an example, none of this stuff was here before. We kind of added all that. Just one of our small improvements for this store to make it bigger and better every single day. I'm going to get off camera and let Felicia kind of explain what's going on in this aisle here.
So this aisle here is our produce aisle with like potatoes, onions, all that kind of stuff that can stay out of the fridge. It used to be just a long table that just went right down the middle of the store. So we're the top here, we are filling with like items for the items underneath. As you see here, we have apple cider, applesauce to go with apples. Over here we have sun-dried tomatoes to go with the tomatoes. We're really trying to fill the joint up and to give a good variety to our customer.
Okay, so if you come with me this way, this is our produce cooler. We added this afterwards as well, just to keep everything more fresh. And if you don't have this, you have to take down everything at night. So this really helps streamline everything, keep the labor costs very low. Probably one of the most used coolers we've ever had in here. Another addition after our opening that we just realized we needed, and yeah, it's been coming in pretty handy with labor costs as well. Everything stays a little more fresh. And then we created this whole aisle down here. This is all groceries, salad dressings, croutons, breadsticks, whatever you want, it's on this aisle here. We made it out of these nice Metro shelves here. And we added this all after the fact because we know we needed more stuff to sell to increase our sales and in the end increase our profit. So this aisle you see down here is all pastries, cookies, cakes, pies. What else we got going on here? Italian biscotti, homemade potato chips. We really realized that, you know, people like a dessert, they like a treat with their produce. You know, there's not everyone who's only eating 100% healthy. You really can cater when you own a store to people's everyday needs to keep them coming back. So if people want a treat or, you know, they want some junk food, That's your personal choice. If you feel like you want to be a health store, that's your own thing. If you want to cater to the general population, you can have the odd treat once in a while. You want to have a variety of that fresh baked good kind of feel to your store to give people an option other than, you know, kale or romaine lettuce or, you know, wheatgrass. So try to cater to people's comfort foods as well. You'll sell a lot of it as well. You see behind me, we added a grab and go cafe with, you know, wraps, sandwiches, soups, coffee, cappuccino, all that kind of nice stuff. That really helped, you know, bring more people in because a lot of people just want to grab a quick snack for lunch from a nearby school or from, you know, people in the offices or banks that work around here. Really helped bring in more traffic and more exposure to the store. So we added that, and that was a nice investment that really helped build our store out. So behind me, you're going to see this cooler that I added after the fact as well. About after 1 year, we decided it was time to get another cooler. This is a vegan / keto fridge. Both of these doors are vegan, and the last one at the end is the Keto Fridge. That shelf is keto. The shelf behind it is keto friendly as well. Keto isn't only for people on a diet, but it's also people who are watching their sugar. So it really helped bring in people from outside the area. You know, you're not going to get too many people from outside the area if you own a small shop like us. So that really brings people in from farther away who tell other people from farther away. And we get more customers this way. So being a specialty shop, you want to carry things that nobody else has to bring people into your door as much as possible. So I never really hold this camera, but Felicia's busy doing inventory. So this we added as a snack aisle, cookies, chips, all your healthy snacks as well, granola, trail mix is all down this section. This we added after about 2 years. It was much smaller. We had snacks and stuff, but now I dedicated a whole aisle because I know how much people like that kind of stuff. This includes coffee, tea. This aisle is your basic pantry stuff and keeps the kids happy with all the snacks. Behind me, you'll see 2 chest freezers. We added those for ice cream, kind of frozen desserts, popsicles, good for the summer and good year round. There's always a birthday or a celebration where people come in here last minute and eating ice cream. This is our back room. This has obviously been here forever. We added some more shelves, but I didn't change much back here. It's basically where we do all of our prep work for fruit trays, salads, veggie trays, prep meals for the fridges. We do a little bit of baking back here, not too much. Office over here that needs to be organized before I really show you all that. Basically half office, half storage. We don't have a lot of space back here, so it's very tight when it's busy. But yeah, it's part of the store, and nothing really needs to change back here unless we want to add maybe like another bigger freezer at the end, or maybe a small actual convectional oven for our own cookies, I guess. I don't know. We'll see, but at this point I'm not thinking of changing too much back here, as it does its job, it serves its purpose, and we don't need to do much back here. So this is where we're at 3 years later. I know it may not seem like much, but really we started with a couple little tables of produce and 1 cooler of milk. So it really did come a long way. I think we're at over 2,000 pieces of different inventory now. So every single day we've been improving this store as much as possible. Maybe every couple weeks we're adding new inventory, new shelving, new coolers, new freezers. We're at our max right now, so our future plan eventually would be to get a bigger space, or possibly knock down this wall here and really expand this joint. So we can tell we're doing quite good because people will come in and say, I came in when you first opened, you guys had nothing, and now you guys really expanded. So it really helps motivate us to keep growing and building this place out. So in summary, I'd say over the last 3 years, this place has really grown. I would love to see what it's going to look like in the next 3 years, in the next 6, in the next 9. And we'll see where we're at from there. If you're still here with us, guys, please subscribe to this channel. We're always doing new things and trying to build our business.